Oh, I rise tarnished. It is I, the Elden Lord, the new Lord of the Tarnished of the Forgotten Lands. I have gotten good. I have kicked ass. And now I put on my robe and whisper.
No, stop. That's where we draw the line.
Rise tarnished. We are back with another episode. This is the PodBoyz Advanced Podcast. It's a weekly discussion where we go over the latest in gaming and throw in a little bit of whatever else we want to talk about. My name is Lord Oscar of Ravenfell Fort. I am joined as always by my cohort and accomplice.
Ah, yes. It is Erky of the Limgrave Fountain of Elders. Tarnished.
Praise the Elden Ring. Play the Earth Tree.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
What?
We're obsessed. This game is
bad.
like meth. And like I can't stop playing it. I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop talking about it with Eric and all my friends. This is like a once in a lifetime type of game that came around.
Yeah, it's nutty. This game is nutty in the best of ways.
In the best of ways. What is in your flask of cerulean tears today, sir?
Well, sir, today I'm drinking cerveza.
You drinking some straight up Mexican lager?
I'm drinking cerveza. I'm just literally drinking cerveza.
Cerveza.
So yeah, I found this at my liquor store down the street. And
From cerveza lengthwise?
Yeah,
what does that even
it's called
mean?
cerveza lengthwise. And this, excuse me, it says Mexican style lager, which is always great.
Mm-hmm.
It says you've been working hard all day and now you have a powerful thirst. You are looking for something ice cold and refreshing. Welcome to the fresh, smooth taste of cerveza the lengthwise.
I'm looking for something ice cold and refreshing. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that not supposed to hypnotize me?
It says next time you're driving down the 99 or the I-5, come check out our restaurant and brewery. Oh, that's by where we live.
Kind of.
So yeah. Oh yeah, kind of. That's the 99. That's like out there.
Yeah, I don't know where the 99 even is.
I think that might be like further up north.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah. Awesome. I'm drinking from a brewery called Celador, which I believe is in LA.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yep. 99 Freeway, just to before you go on, is actually right, goes through San Jose, San Francisco, and Sacramento.
Oh, yeah, so it's definitely up north.
Yep.
Yeah, this was brewed in good old LA. It's called the Celador Brewery, and I'm drinking today the Happy Dagger.
The Happy Dagger.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fancy looking can there, sir.
It is a rustic wild ale with nectarines, vanilla, and jasmine, fit for an Elden Lord.
Oh, this Elden Lord is from Tijuana. I get my tears where I get my tacos.
Tacos and tears. That's what I call my.
Don't
restaurant.
get me started on the magnificent my airport tortas.
I like this guy. I like this character. This Mexican wizard fellow is. I'm here for him. Oh, but
Let's
just
go.
hold on. A little side disclaimer
Uh-huh.
before I drink this beer. This was given to me by my girlfriend. Gave me 2 different ones from the same brewery, which were dropped off at her work. She works at a gourmet import food place.
Oh, nice.
And one of their customers is this brewery and dropped them off. Apparently, other people in her office have tried them and no one's been a fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into here.
Well,
but
you know what? We're into some interesting stuff.
that's
So
very true.
I feel like most people aren't down for like IPAs and such, you know, but we love them.
Oh, this already smells fucking amazing.
It sounds really fruity and great.
Yeah. You ready?
Yep. Cheers. Sir.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
This does not taste like a typical Mexican lager. This is really good.
What it do?
Are you busy?
The Ice King Paul Wall. Nothing. I'm just sitting here cleaning my mouth like a disco ball.
Thank you for answering the phone that way. I hope my phone is picking it up because
It did a bit.
yeah, okay, cool. You're on live in my recording right now because I wanted to say fuck everyone at your office, not only for other stuff, but this beer is fucking amazing.
Is it?
Like really, really fucking good. And if they're not fans, they have shit tasting beers. And
You
this
tell
is
'em.
going and this
You
is
tell
going
'em.
in our podcast.
Which one are you trying? Are you trying the like apricot girl one or the other one?
No. That's next week. This time I'm trying the Rustic Wild Ale with Nectarines, vanilla, and jasmine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that one has gotten a decent reaction.
Mm.
Well, not okay. That one, okay. It hasn't gotten a good reaction, but nobody's absolutely hated it. It's the seltzer with the cinnamon.
Mm. Okay, yeah, you
And,
didn't give me that though, right?
Absolutely not.
Fuck
I
yeah.
left it there.
Oh.
I walked over to the bar and I picked up the 2 ones that sounded most drinkable.
No, well, yeah, well,
Seltzer
with
you
and
knocked-
cinnamon.
and the
you
other
knocked it
one
out the
pine-
park. They're amazing.
It was pineapple cinnamon seltzer, and the other one had like hummingbird
Mm.
essence tea or something.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for your participation. Well, we'll be forwarding you a check when the royalties come in.
Cash, grass, or ass. Nobody rides for free.
Thank you. Bye.
Right.
There are no
Awesome.
royalties. There is no check coming.
There is none of that.
But yeah, this is a really good fucking beer. You can like
My hat just keeps disappearing and it's
I
just
know.
like my face. And it's kind of funny.
you can
Actually.
taste like I guess it's the jasmine because there's this like herby flowery note in the back.
I see.
But other than that, it just tastes like a really good like I don't like a really good fruity sour with like an herby floral note in the back that really like is like whoa, and like it's like refreshing, not in the I'm thirsty and like refreshing in the that's new type of way.
Oh,
you know
I
what
see.
mean?
Okay. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so shout out Salvador. And if they're hating, screw them. You keep doing you.
Yeah. Yeah. My beer does not taste like a typical cerveza, dude. Like it tastes really good, actually.
Bro, your whole being keeps phasing in and out today.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's
Doing-
I think it's because I'm tarnished.
You go rest at a site of grace or something, bro. You're like falling apart.
After a long day of collecting runes, this is
What happens?
This is what happens. So
Awesome. Well, have you been playing anything else?
nope, absolutely not.
Okay, well then before we gush about it some more, I'll talk about briefly what I've been playing other than that.
Dude, just this game is so good. I haven't even touched Destiny for a week. That's and there's a new Destiny expansion. Usually I'm playing that.
Horizon who?
Yeah, I know. Which is disappointing in a way to me because it is a great game.
Ooh,
and it does this.
I can make the point that I wanted to make last week about that I didn't get to because last episode. But yeah, I did play. I played through the entirety of the Triangle Strategy demo. So I played up to the first 3 chapters, and let me say, once and if I ever pull myself out of the clutches of this fucking masterpiece of a game that is Elden Ring, which I don't think is going to happen for a long time, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it. I definitely want to hop into Triangle Strategy because it is great. It gives hella Fire Emblem vibes. The story is like super medieval and this kingdom versus that kingdom and blah 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 and the prince of this and blah blah, like, you know, like straight like Game Boy Fire Emblem shit that like sounds overwhelming and like who the fuck cares, but at the same time you're like eating that shit up, like I want to know more, you know what I mean? Like instantly invested in the characters. They made this whole big deal about recruiting this cool ice mage, and you know me, like
you love yourself ice and you love yourself mages.
Yeah, so now I'm in. So it's really cool. I will say it is a bit, I don't know if the hard mode adds permadeath, but I think I've read that it doesn't. I will say that it is a lot more forgiving and easier than Fire Emblem because of the fact that there's no permadeath, so you can kind of just bulldoze your way through the game and without worrying about like losing people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of a bummer. Takes kind of like the danger of the strategy JRPG element out of it for me, but still cool, still good. Still want to play through it for sure. But yeah, other than that, it's just been an all-consuming void of madness and frenzy for Elden Ring, my dude.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. It's literally anytime I get a chance to play. You know, actually, I lied. I have been also playing Yu-Gi-Oh because it's on my phone and I do it in like on my breaks. So I did play something else. I have been playing Master Duel here and there. But whenever I'm home, sitting on my chair, I'm playing Elden Ring. Like that's. Yeah, I am obsessed.
That's pretty much the point to where I've gotten to. Like I said, I played Triangle Strategy because, like, y'all know, I've still been out here doing that Uber Eats, so that's what I do. Like in between orders, I sit there and I play Switch. If I had a fucking Steam Deck, you bet your ass I'd be on Elden Ring at that point too. But it's gotten to the point where if I have time to sit down and game, it's going to be Elden Ring.
Yep. And you know what? I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you one bit.
And yeah, we touched lightly on Horizon earlier, and like the only thing I can say, and I've seen a couple of people put out the same type of opinion, and it's that Horizon is an amazing game. It's really good. I was instantly roped and hooked, and everything was dope. I loved like all the new inclusions. I loved the like. But it's just more Horizon, which I just spent a lot of time running through. And also, there's so much fucking talking in that game, bro.
Well,
there's so much fucking dialogue. Every little side quest, like when you're talking to someone about a side quest, there's like 4 different like dialogue options, all with like a couple of minutes of like talking each. And as someone, you know how I play games, I have to hear I have to pick every option. I have to listen to everything. I have to go through all the dialogue, and it's fucking exhausting, bro. The amount of talking that goes on through Horizon, the amount of like story, the amount of like shit they cram into there, as opposed to Elden Ring, where it's just like drop in, silence, figure out the story through context clues if you want, but for the most part, just go in and start fucking doing shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. But you know what? I think that's they're two completely different games, you know.
Yeah.
And I think Horizon is more like it's more cinematic based than Elden Ring. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
A
So because
narrative based, yeah.
yeah, narrative based, yeah. So in that sense, like I said, they're two different games. So it's like tomato, you know?
Yeah.
Like while they both have similarities in that they're open world and there's crafting and like there's elements of open world game in them, they're two completely different games, and they're both I in my world they live in their own spaces, you know.
Mhm.
And honestly, Horizon is a game that it's so long and so huge that and it's easy to pick up too. It's not like it has one you could choose various play styles within it, and but it's really just you have a bow and you have a
Spear.
spear. You could choose other
Variations
other
of
variations of the
ranged
same,
weapons, but at the end of the
but
day, you're
it's
still shooting something or smacking something with a spear.
exactly. So in that sense, there's a lot less variety. So if you can go back, and it's not like an RPG where like you go back and it's just like, oh, whoa, how do I play this? You know?
Yeah, but at the same time, the thing that they do have in common that them come with a lot of games nowadays is they are 100% big ass open world games.
Right.
And as someone who's played a lot of those over the past few years, none of them do it like this. None of them do it right like Elden Ring does. Like either they're way too empty and
Mhm.
it's just a bunch of empty space and nothing to do in the open world and it's just big to be big, or
Or it's cluttered.
it's not even cluttered, but literally, you have a heads up display with like 80 different markers and pointing you in the direction of every single thing that you have to go to. Question mark over here, side quest over
Yeah.
here, camp over here, bandit camp there. It's the Ubisoft formula. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the Assassin's Creed formula. Even Horizon is the same thing. It's bandit camp, or it's bandit camp, or it's like ancient ruin. Like they did add a bit more variety in Forbidden West, but it's still the same kind of formula, you know what I mean? Whereas Elden Ring is just like a lot more about organic exploration, and like they don't really give a fuck if you miss something.
Right.
If you want to take the time to find everything, like I said in my tweet earlier today, the more you look, the more this game will reward you and the more you will find. There is like barely any unused space. There is barely nothing that's there without a purpose. It's all leading you towards the next big discovery, the next dungeon, the next overworld boss, the next church to gain upgrade materials, the next NPC you're gonna find in a hut, the next.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like you're not giving Horizon enough credit because it kind of does the same thing. It doesn't do it as well as Elden Ring does it, but it does do. Like I said, it's more. It does what you're talking about.
But it points you to stuff and it holds your hand a lot more.
Well, yeah, because it's more narrative based and it wants you to go through those,
what I'm saying
like,
is
checkpoints. You know what I mean?
You press the map button in Horizon, and if you've unlocked the tall neck or whatever, it's like brrr, everything you can fucking do. Take your pick. It's all there. No hidden secrets. Nothing to find. Just set your marker.
That's not true. That's not true, because there's not, when you do a tall neck, it does not tell you where everything is, and you do have to. There is a sense of discovery in its own right. There is, like,
I don't know. I would disagree completely on that.
No. The tall necks don't show you everything. Like they won't show you where any of the cauldrons are or anything like that. If you want to get like more stuff going on.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
It marks the cauldrons for sure.
Does it? I don't think it does.
Like at least they did in the first one, because
not in this.
Because that's how I wouldn't have found them all in the first one. They have the little like delta symbols or whatever, and you just put your marker to it and you walk to it. Like,
well, I feel like in this in this
Even
new one, I've
even
had a
if
harder time finding them
even
so
if
far.
even if you haven't discovered it, if you hover over it, it'll say the name Caldera Zeta or whatever. Like it'll tell you all that shit.
Mm,
If you find the icon on the map. That's the
Okay.
type of shit I'm talking about.
right. Well, either way, like I still think while Elden Ring doesn't exactly tell you where something is, if you look at the map
It doesn't tell
closely
you
enough,
where anything is.
right? But if you look at the map closely enough, you can tell, like, okay, here's this like area that I see. I want to go
but
discover what that is.
so much more abstract. You have to decide, and a lot of the times it's just giant chunks of ruin that have fallen up and aren't anything but just like a brick. Like you have to like take the time to explore every cubic to make the choice to go
Right,
to
right.
that little dot block on your map, as opposed to it telling you, hey, there's something here.
Right, that's true. I get that. And I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm just saying Horizon, like I said, they're two different games in their own right, and Horizon does what it does well.
Yeah, but again, I was only strictly comparing the open world exploration experience of it. I know I started it off by saying Horizon's a great game. I said I liked it. I said I was roped in. I said I was hooked, and I'm gonna go back to it and finish it. I never at any point am trying to not give it credit. I said what they both have in common is that they're both open world games. And what Horizon does is what every other open world game that we've gotten in the past few years does. It does the exact same thing. Elden Ring does something completely different. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
While there is all this thing, like stuff that you said, there might still be exploration. It's still a lot more handholdy, and it's still a lot more like Breath of the Wild, like Assassin's Creed, like Days Gone, like all these big open world games that they've been putting out over the past. Uncharted, it's bases and taking down bases and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that's the comparison I'm trying to make. And like I said, like there's no unused space in Elden Ring. There's no unused space, and then literally like the map is the most massive, one of the most massive maps I've seen in gaming, and there's maps underneath that. Like you can go underground and the map's just as massive. You can go underground a second time and the map's just as massive. Like I don't understand where they got the time, the manpower, and all to make this
this game is
it's like
ridiculous.
100 times bigger than their biggest game. And every section is just as full, just as detailed, just as polished as one of their full games. It's like Dark Souls 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and Bloodborne 2 and Bloodborne 3. And even I found a boss that looks and the music was exactly like a Sekiro boss. Like it's all there, like every element of every one of their games that you have maybe wanted to get into but couldn't just because of the sheer difficulty. It's all there for you to find in this one, and it's all a lot more accessible, it's a lot easier to just ride through things on your horse, pick up overpowered gear. There's a lot of strategies to level up quicker. There's a lot of classes that let you like not have to be all up in the face of the monsters at all times. The biggest thing I'll say is there's technically, unless you want to like count like main bosses and you want to progress the story, there's no roadblocks in this one.
Yeah.
If in Dark Souls and all those ones, if you got to it was fairly linear in a sense. Yeah, they were still like big connected worlds, but it was mostly like a linear experience. If you got stuck on a main boss, that's it. You couldn't do anything. You were stuck there until you bashed your head against it and you beat it. This one, you can choose to lose those souls, walk away, explore the world for a while, get more gear, get more levels, come back later if you want, or maybe not come back for a couple weeks because there's so much to do, you know what I mean? And then when you show up, you just stomp on the fool. Like it's happened to me a couple times already. And it's not like you brought up earlier before we started recording that you had a conversation with your coworkers. Can you repeat that conversation?
Well, yeah, I told them that this game is they were asking me about it, and I told them that they should give it a try, and they said, why, and I said because I feel like it's the most approachable like Dark Souls type game that I've ever played, and I've played all of them. I've fallen off like almost all of them because they're too fucking difficult. Like I've played a good chunk of 3, and I've played a good chunk of Bloodborne. I've played a good chunk of Dark Souls 2. So I've played a lot in that regard, but I've just never beat one because they're so difficult for me. And so they asked, that's what I told them, and they're like, well, so you're saying that this game is easier than all the other ones? And I said, no, it's not. It's more approachable because you have more options, and the more options you have, the more things you can do. It gives you the freedom to kind of, like you said, just say, hey, I'm way too underleveled for this. I'm gonna go do something else.
And that's the ticket there. It's not that this game is any easier than any of the other ones, because it's absolutely fucking not. It's not. It's still just as punishing. It's still just as bullshit. There's still like really ridiculous like insta-kill sections. How are you supposed to know that these guys were gonna throw firebombs and explode all these barrels and now you're instantly dead? Like there's just as much bullshit as that. There's just as much giant bosses that fill an entire room. So where do you hide?
Yeah,
it's all there. It's all there. But I'd say is that it's so big and so vast, and there's so much to do, and so many little tiny mini bosses and everything to do, that it gives you the opportunity to learn a lot more. Apart from the fact that it gives you different options and stuff, you know, doing all the mini bosses that aren't, you know, super overwhelming or super daunting or super crazy, but you still have to sit there and, you know, learn the boss, learn how to dodge, learn what its attacks are, and that teaches you like the feeling and the language of how learning bosses in this game is like, what you have to do to learn a boss. Like you get kind of like a lot more practice in the sense, because there's so many bosses that you can go and learn their patterns and figure out how the game works. And then when you go back to the big boss, you kind of have a better idea of how to play, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what? Like after playing this game, and I feel like I'm gonna play this game all the way through now that I have like a better hold on like the play style, because that's something that I never got down in other Souls games. Like it took me a long time to get used to the timing, to get used to like how bosses work, and to get used to how enemies work, and the invincible frames and rolling I always got wrong because I could never get the timing right. And so after playing this game, I'm like, I'm gonna finish this game, and I'm probably gonna try the other Souls games, give that another go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, the thing I've learned the most in this one, and I've learned it, and I thought I had learned it in other ones before, but it was literally just me bashing my head against the wall before, is that literally you have to treat every single creature, enemy, boss, small guy, big guy with the equal amount of respect in this game, because any little person, any little thing in this game can and will fuck you up if you're not careful.
Right.
Everything has a pattern. Everything has something that you can learn, even the small guys. And if you're not careful, plenty of fucking times. The thing that kills me the most in these fucking games is any type of like dog type enemy.
Because they just are relentless, and they
gang
up on you.
They gang up on you, and like their like lunges are like so erratic and weird that you don't know exactly how or when to like dog enemies fuck me up, bro. But I've learned and I've gotten better at it. And that's the thing. This game, the motto for these games is always like, oh, get good. You just need to get good. And this game gives you the time and space and availability and openness to do that. It lets you get good. It gives you the opportunity to get good, basically.
Yeah. Thank you for coming to our
Thank you for coming to our
Tarnish talk.
Our TED talk.
It's safe to say that we are smitten like kittens.
Yes.
For this game.
And I think it also has to do with the fact that like I know for a fact you and I, we've always wanted with all of our hearts and souls to get super deep into these games,
Yeah,
but we just couldn't. There was no like,
because they were so hard for us, like so difficult. Now I feel like I have never gotten past like, so in Dark Souls 3, I think they have the leveling in that, and I have never gotten like past like level 20 in Dark Souls 3, like
bro.
leveling up.
Most
Like,
of these games I buy, and there's like a first starting area, and then they throw you, boom, a big boss, usually in the first
I
few
can
minutes
never
of the
get
game.
past the first one.
I can hardly ever even get past the first boss.
For me,
Fucked
Dark
up
Souls.
Margit. The guy who stops everyone on stream, the first guy on the bridge, fucked him up. I thought I was gonna like struggle with the next guy, Godric. 2 tries, dead. I got to the whole ass next section, this like crazy ass Hogwarts ass looking academy. I beat the whole thing in one night. I got 2 great, like I've learned the game. I've learned the mechanics. I've learned how to read bosses. I've learned how to find my opening because I'm a magic user. We haven't even talked about it. What, there's so much more to talk about. I'm a fucking prisoner, by the way. Half magic, half melee. Eric's samurai.
I'm a samurai.
Katana boys.
Katana boys. But
And
see,
so,
that's all. That's also cool about this game because
I have gotten good, and it's only taken me about 45 hours.
but I mean, we could literally sit here and have a whole conversation about Elden Ring, but which we probably will. We probably should, because we've been this game is so far. I mentioned it earlier this before we started the podcast. Like I thought Arceus had my spot so far as game of the year, but honestly, this is taking the cake.
Yeah, 2022 started off
with a bang,
like guns fucking blazing, bro. Like no shame, no holding back. It's gonna be a crazy year because we still have Gen 9 coming up, bro. We haven't even seen that. But yeah, what I want to do is we're gonna have to figure out like a weird time to do it, because the homie Mellow Wolf is in Australia, but I do want to get together with B-Leaf and a couple of other the homies that I know have been like VC, who have been super going ham at Elden Ring, and have like a big old gush fest type of video where we talk with everyone in the community about that. And put out like a long form Elden Ring podcast in and of itself, but because we already killed like maybe like fucking 20 minutes just talking about it here, because we can't stop thinking about it, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But yeah, we can start moving into some of these topics here before the night escapes us. Starting off real quick, Eric, I just wanted to touch that a game that we were anticipating heavily for last year that got delayed just got a release date. Gotham Knights comes to us about a week before my birthday, 10/25/22. So late October, we're suiting up in Gotham Knights, the next big Gotham game, you know, like the art. Hopefully it's in the vein of Arkham. We saw a bunch of gameplay last year and it looked fucking incredible, so I can't wait to jump into this one, dude.
Oh, I can't wait. Like this was one of my most anticipated games, like after they announced that and showed the little bit of gameplay, because it seemed like if we wanted to, we could play this game. What it seemed like, this might not be the case, but from what I remember, we could play co-op in this game and go through basically what would be the Arkham games together, like cooperatively. You're muted, sir.
Yes, and 2-player co-op at least.
Yeah. So I was super stoked for that and was really disappointed when it didn't get released. Yeah. But hey, we're getting it this year. So, and we're totally okay with the delays and all that, because we got so many crap games during the pandemic that I'm okay with this.
Agreed. But yeah, man. excited for that to come out. I'm sure we'll both be hopping into that pretty much day one whenever that drops.
Definitely.
Yeah, and moving on here, we can touch on a new YouTube channel that was created this week, Eric.
Right. I'm a pirate all of it.
Called Square Enix Music. Looks like Square Enix heard the Nintendo fans' complaints because Nintendo has actually been doing the opposite. There was a couple of channels, Silva Gunner and Gunna Silva, which were ran by the same dude. He had gone through and uploaded like all sorts of OSTs, and he wasn't even monetizing his channel or anything.
Mm-hmm.
He just literally for the sake
They
of
hit him with the
preservation-
season desist.
yeah, like literally like one for each of the videos he had up. So like
wow.
he had like hundreds of thousands of copyright strikes on his channel. Yeah.
Wow.
So he got nuked. And Nintendo fans were angry and complaining about it. And it looks like Nintendo didn't give a shit, but Square Enix did, because Square Enix released the Square Enix Music YouTube channel with, I believe, over 5,000 tracks or some shit like that, based spread over all of their different franchises and games over the past few years. So over the past like few decades, I think it's all on there. So what do you think, man? Pretty cool stuff, eh?
Yeah, I think that this is going to provide a lot of beat opportunities for me. So I am so stoked to sample this shit out of these songs.
Nice.
But in our reality, I think it's really cool because I think we need more of this, because there's so many amazing like soundtracks that we don't have access to. And I feel like video game music is not respected in its own right in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel it doesn't get enough credit. Like we hear about, oh, that movie soundtrack was amazing, you know, all the time. It's like, oh, that soundtrack to that show was amazing. We hear that all the time, but we rarely hear people saying, oh, the soundtrack for that video game was amazing. And I say that, and I know you say that too, but
I feel like say that. Yeah.
I feel like it's not like out there enough for people who aren't into maybe they don't play the video games, but then they hear this music and they're like, wow, that's amazing, and maybe that'll open them up to playing a game, you know.
Mm-hmm. Also, quick side note, just a 10-second review here that I meant to throw in after the last topic, but I forgot. Because it reminded me of, because you said about the movie soundtracks. I did see the Batman last weekend.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Pretty good. Dope movie. Definitely different. Not so much a superhero movie as it is like a detective. It's detective.
I heard it was like a noir, like noir style.
Yeah, it's a detective Batman property. You know how some comics and stuff, they really lean into his like crime solving detective side.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it's a serial killer. It's a serial killer solve film basically. So it's super dope. Pattinson is good. I feel like they don't give him enough lines and enough dialogue, which in turn doesn't like, he doesn't earn the right for some of the one-liners they give him.
Right.
It like feels out of place because they don't like set him up to be that type of character. You know what I mean? He's more broody and quiet and like, oh no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's dope. I like overall the movie's really dope. The cinematography and everything is like out of this fucking world, honestly. It's a really good looking movie and shot very well. So there you go. That's the Batman.
Cool. Thanks.
Yep.
Now continue with your regularly scheduled programming.
Podcast. We had a state of play.
There was. I didn't catch it live. Did you?
I did.
No. What'd you think?
It was alright. It was mostly focused on Japanese developers. They showed like 8 million Square Enix games, none of which were what people wanted or were expecting. So we can just rapid fire down this list here really quick. Oh god, no! I'm playing Elden Ring as we podcast, and I've upset a nest of giant ants.
Why would you? What are you doing? Why would you play Elden Ring?
Because it was right here.
Friends, we have a problem. I'm gonna start something called EA.
EA?
No, not the
Electronic Arts?
not
you mean?
Electronic Arts, but Elden Ring's Anonymous. And
You,
so
want you maybe EDA?
no, just
Just
EA.
Okay.
So if you find yourself consistently playing Elden Ring without any respect or concern for those around you, please contact me. It's 1-888 I am addicted.
I am a lord. All right, so let's rapid fire through the state of play here. I don't think these are in order. These are just oh man, this is okay, never mind. Cool. I had just scrolled all the way down. Here we go. It's a little wrap up of, I don't think it's in order, like I said, so we can just go through it here. Showed a bit more of a Ghostwire Tokyo that releases, I believe, in a couple of weeks. So that's coming up on us here pretty soon. Weirdly though, it was like still a mostly cinematic video. There was like tiny bits of like really chopped up gameplay, but still no full gameplay, which was a little off-putting to me. I know you wouldn't have been a fan either.
Yeah, we've talked about this several times. I just want to see what the game looks like. Give me a little bit of gameplay, just a little taste,
Well, there was a little tiny taste, like I said, it was too chopped up to really like fucking make any sort of determination from it, you know what I mean?
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, I'm like live watching this video because I didn't really go back and see most of this, but I've looked through most of them already. But
Yep.
yeah, there is a lot of I don't know.
Yeah. So next up, we had another look at Stranger of Paradise, the Final Fantasy Origins action RPG coming soon. This one did have a bunch more gameplay, and they also announced that they released another demo for it that released that same day. So if you want to if you want to check the demo out for that, you can go download it from the PlayStation Store now.
This does look really cool.
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's supposed to be like Final Fantasy, like a prequel to Final Fantasy, like the origins of Final Fantasy. So I expected a much more like high fantasy setting. Why do they have a guy in a fucking modern t-shirt?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like that's where they fucking lose me. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
You skipped one, by the way, on this list.
Did I? What did I skip?
Exo Primal. Did you?
Nope. I chose not to talk about it because fuck that game.
Why?
Because Eric, they showed dinosaurs and a red-haired female protagonist, and it was a fucking Capcom game. So yeah, me and the whole fucking world were like, it's happening! Dino Crisis is back!
No, it was not Dino Crisis.
And it was not fucking Dino Crisis, bro. Is this fucking bullshit ass robot exo primal bullshit, which is probably gonna be a fucking live service.
It does look like a live service, but I will say it looks fucking dope. I think it looks dope.
I don't know.
I think it looks dope.
I don't know.
I'm into mechs and like shit like that.
Well, luckily there's something even better for you then so you can not touch that horrible looking game. Next up is the recently delayed to October 11th Forspoken. And this game still looks fucking rough as shit, even in this trailer. So I believe that delay was very warranted.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think
just scroll through it and let me know your live reaction here, because it looks like really floaty and bad, bro. Like it looks like it's not gonna control well.
Well, we don't know that. But it does look weird.
Yeah.
You're right. Like that's the perfect way to describe it. It looks floaty. But I think that's what they were going for from the beginning, from the get-go. So I don't know. We'll
see. It got delayed. Hopefully they polish it up a bit and it looks better before they show it again. But next up, here we go, Eric. Gundam Evolution, a first-person shooter. I think this one is like a I think this one is supposed to be like a live service with like a battle pass and stuff, but it's like a Gundam battle pass with Gundam shooters.
So yeah, so this actually was announced a while back.
Mhm.
We kind of went over it for like briefly. And yeah, I've been waiting for more news about this, and here it is. And this game looks fucking amazing.
And they're having a network test, like a open beta type of thing later this spring. So keep an eye out for that.
Yes. Gundam FPS shooter. Let's go. Two of my favorite things meshed together.
They got control, they got domination, and they got destruction are the 3 game modes.
Hell yeah. So it sounds more like it's going to be kind of like a what's a Overwatchy, you know, like more
Oh,
like
okay,
a
yeah,
little more
maybe.
like Overwatch. That's what it seems like to me, because it's like
Mhm.
first person, and then you've got
Different characters,
different
as the
characters that
Gundams,
have
yeah.
different attacks. Yeah. So
Looks
it looks
dope,
dope.
though.
Yeah, it looks sick.
The best announcement of the whole shebang. I even included an extra tweet about it here. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga collection.
Finally, we get to play these games.
Eric, you how many collections have we gotten? And it's 3-4 games for like 15-20 bucks, right?
Mhm.
This is 13 games for $40.
Oh wow, that's so worth.
So it comes with in the tweet here, they finally released they didn't reveal the full game list during the trailer or whatever,
Mhm.
but we do have a full game list now here in the tweet by Wire64. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade version, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, the arcade version, TMNT, the NES version, TMNT2, the arcade game on NES, TMNT3, the Manhattan Project on NES, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters from the NES, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time from the Super Nintendo. These Turtles in Time on the Super Nintendo and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Tournament Fighters on the Super Nintendo are the best Turtles games of all time. Yes, go ahead, fight me on it. I dare you. Hyperstone Heist from the Genesis, Tournament Fighters from the Genesis, Fall of the Foot Clan from the Game Boy, Back from the Sewers from the Game Boy, and Radical Rescue from the Game Boy. So 13 games, $40, all Cowabunga Turtle Pizza Party madness. Eric, what the fuck do you think?
I think fucking finally we get to play these games. Like, I feel like I can never find a good like collection of these games, or just like a good emulator for these games. You know what I mean?
And they're adding online multiplayer to a lot of them, bro.
Which is what's amazing. Like, I remember when I went to Chuck E. Cheese in my youth, I would always go straight to two games. Two games.
The Simpsons,
The Simpsons and Ninja Turtles. That's what I would always play.
Cause dude, there's such fucking good arcade games, bro.
Yeah, they are.
So I'm copping this day one. I know you are too. Let's play some fucking Turtles games together,
dude.
Bro.
Let's do it, dude. Let's do it.
After that, we had Gigabash, which is a pretty cool looking like kaiju like arena brawler type of game that's coming soon. I thought it looked pretty cool.
It's like Kaiju Power Stone.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a pretty good description. No, yeah. Actually, I don't know, because it looks like they have like I don't know. It looks like kind of like its own thing.
Well, yeah, but not really. Okay, well, in the way that like, so there's power. I said Power Stone because the way it looks is not actually like, it doesn't look like it's straight up like an arena fighter.
Mm-hmm.
It looks more like
it's like a top-down isometric like arena fighter.
Right, but it's more of like the way that it works, or the way that it looks like it works.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like its own new thing, because
it
I haven't
reminds
seen anything top down like this. That's this style.
That's the only thing I can think of is Power Stone. That's why I said Power Stone. Because
Power Stone is just like a straight up fighting game. This looks like this looks to be different.
No. This is a straight up fighting game, dude. Like,
I don't know. It looks
they're
more
in-
like it looks like AoE based type of shit. Kind of like a it's like it looks like an action strategy game type beat.
in a way, but it looks like you're locked into a circle and you're fighting other kaiju. So that's what it looks like to me. That's why I'm like, oh, okay, you're in a circle, you're fighting. It's a fighter.
It's like a flat Smash Bros.
In a way, yeah, but also like that's why I'm comparing it to Power Stone. You know what I mean? Like it's the
I don't
only
know.
comparison I
I
can
think
make.
you need to go back and play Firestone again, my guy, because I'm not seeing it.
I'm talking Power Stone.
That's what I said. I
You
said I
said
think
Firestone.
I think you need to go back and play Power Stone because I don't think you're remembering it right.
No, I feel like I'm remembering it right. Well, it's not completely top down, but I feel like it's kind of like more like I don't know, more like arena,
Well,
but
yeah,
not really.
But it's Power Stone is more like the predecessor to all like the anime arena fighter games. That's the type of style that it is.
I
whereas-
guess so. I guess that's true.
But yeah, we can move on from that really quick to Joe. This is a JoJo game.
Yeah,
JoJo
there is a
fight.
JoJo game.
JoJo fighting. I think this one looks like more like a straight up arena fighter.
This is an arena fighter, and I hate
This looks like Power Stone.
it. This I hate.
53 characters or something though. So that's a pretty big roster.
Yeah, but I hate it
Yeah, it's
because they can't make. Why can't they make anime games that are not a fucking arena fighter?
I know.
It's the worst.
Next up, we had Black and White 2D Ghost of Tsushima. Looks really dope. Trek to Yomi. I actually want to check this one out when it comes out.
It looks very cool actually. It looks very like you're playing a straight up samurai movie.
Like a black and white samurai movie, very stylistic, yeah. So I don't know, man. I think it might be pretty dope. It looks like it could it's probably gonna be one of those games that like it's like a little 2D slasher type of thing, but this game's probably gonna get fucking brutal, bro.
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it'll be pretty difficult.
So,
But I'll give it this. It looks good, and I don't think we've had one like this, like in this style.
mhm.
You know what I mean? Because we've had slashers like this, but I don't think we've had anything in this style, like trying to look like an old
Samurai movie.
samurai movie, you know?
Yeah. Closest thing was Ghost with the black and white mode, but that was like a full ass 3D open world action game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Next up, we had Paternal Dlc, which I think from what I can glean from it is just adding co-op.
Which
Something
I
like
guess
that.
is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So if you were into Returnal and you want to play it with a friend, you can do that now. So that's
You know, I
cool.
never picked that up because I'm like we were waiting for it to not be broken. Remember that?
Yeah, and then games started coming out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still super interested in it. I still would like to play it sometime, but this seems like one of those games that'll be on a greatest hits collection or something.
Elden Ring is all.
Yeah, that too.
Alrighty, and then we got two more announcements here. One is the biggest catfish of all time alongside by Exoprimal, because everyone watching this, myself included, and the chats of every YouTuber that I was watching as well as they were live streaming it, thought this was the next Final Fantasy Tactics. It is
Nope.
not. This is the Dio Field Chronicle. It's a new strategy RPG. So looks like the genre is kind of hitting like a peak moment right now where we're getting a bunch of these RTS games. These well, not RTS, SRPGs, I should say, strategy RPG, SJRPGs, strategy Japanese RPGs.
Yeah, this one looks interesting though because this one doesn't seem to have like the block system.
Yes, and it also is more like it seems to be more like a 3D, like like the most 3D of these styles that I've seen in a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's
But-
there's stuff like this that's 3D, like XCOM and stuff like that, but not too many in like the high fantasy setting, like a Fire Emblem or a Final Fantasy Tactics.
And that's what this is pretty much.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's like a high fantasy with mages and wizards and all that type of shit and knights.
Which
But
honestly, it looks kind of
it
cool.
looks super cool. Yeah, like I need to see more because
Mhm.
these games, you know, you've played a bunch of them.
Mhm.
They can look cool, but they can also
They
be
can
like
stink.
They can not stink, but they can be very like intricate and convoluted with the menu systems and the
Mhm.
unit
Well,
system and all
yeah,
that.
and then that stinks.
Yeah, that stinks. So I need to see how it actually like breaks everything down and how simplified everything is or whatever. See if it actually like is enticing to play or if it's too overbearing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it looks cool.
does.
And the last game was also from Square. I told you a lot of fucking Square Enix at this show, bro. This one
Yeah.
is called Valkyrie Elysium, an action RPG, also due out in 2022. And this is another one that I will say that holy shit, it looks like it needs some more time in the oven.
Yeah,
The-
but it also looks really cool.
I don't know.
I think it
don't
looks
know.
fun.
Okay.
Okay, here's the thing. When I say it looks cool, it looks fun. As a fan of like these like slasher like type games,
I'm glad you're saying this. Yes, continue. Go ahead.
as a
Finish your point.
fan of like these slasher type games, the visually wise, it doesn't look the most pleasing. But it looks like it's a fun game that you could just play through real quick and just like, oh yeah, this is fun. And then like play through it like on normal and then you're good, you know?
On the flip side of that, I'm of the opposite opinion. As a fan of these anime slasher games, and it's kind of like it used to be a running joke on this podcast where it's like, it looks like flashy anime magic bullshit. I'm in.
Mhm.
I have standards now, apparently. After playing games like super polished games like Tales of Arise and Scarlet Nexus, and even fucking to an extent Elden Ring, which is like a lot more high fantasy, a lot more like D&D style. It's still to a point with certain weapons and shit like that, fantasy anime bullshit.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
So when I look at this one compared to, like I said, Scarlet Nexus, Tales of Arise,
Oh
other,
no, it's
other
does not
anime,
compare.
other flashy anime like games in this type of style with slashy combos and stuff like that, it does not look up to par to some of the other games that we've gotten recently.
Right. Which is what I'm saying. Like it does not compare. Like it doesn't look flashy. It's not the flashy anime bullshit that we are accustomed to
The point
and that we've grown used to.
The point I'm making and the point that a lot of people have been making is Square Enix has been Square Anal has been on a weird streak, bro.
You know, yeah, they have.
Of like they'll release like a banger or two every now and then, but a lot of these like games that they've been putting out and like trying out are big old fucking stinkers, bro. Big stinkers. So I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know, like if they've expanded.
You know what it seems like?
I think they've expanded too big and like have lost focus. So whatever is like on the periphery of like other than Final Fantasy and their main teams of like Square Enix games, all these other like fringe studios that they own and bought and are developing these weird games, they're not getting looked at or focused or quality controls really. So they're like Square Enix is publishing a lot of garbage.
No, I agree. And I feel like this game is a perfect example of games that look rushed. Because even in this trailer, it looks like a demo.
It does. It looks like a really clunky, like not polished
Looks like a demo.
Yeah.
So maybe it is just the demo that we're seeing, you know, gameplay of.
I don't know, man.
But you know, but this is why we like seeing the gameplay, right? This is why. Because we can form an opinion of what this game already is going to be like by seeing some gameplay. Like, I could see this, and right away I was like, this does not look great. But it looks like it could be fun. Because there is a lot of games that don't look great. But they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because they feel good. So this is to me, this is a perfect example of that. Like, this could be really fun to play, even though it looks terrible, you know?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I would agree with you, but like, it's not just the visuals that look weird off to me. It looks like it doesn't play well is the thing. It's the same type of vibe that I get from Forspoken. Like you said, it doesn't when they show off the actual moment to moment gameplay, there's something off about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Part of me feels like, have we just been really spoiled by these really good games that have been coming out in the past like 6-7 months?
No,
that...
I don't think so. I think we're perfectly within our right and shit to say that Capcom is kind of like dropping the ball on quality control recently. They just released...
Square Enix, not Capcom.
Square Enix, thank you. Although Capcom really has me fucking pissed off with that Exo Primal shit. Oh god.
Yes, but also I think it looks cool.
That's all right, yeah. But
come on, dude. No. Back up.
No.
You're not gonna
convince
back up. Back up. You're telling me that you don't like mech suit, like super powered, like I'm gonna like step into this like exoskeleton suit and then go fight some fucking dinosaurs.
Absolutely fucking not, because they showed snippets of gameplay and it's a third person over the shoulder shooter, which I fucking hate with all my heart.
Okay, well, they're okay. Fair.
Like, it's like, it looks like a third person over the shoulder shooter like Gears or like Returnal, neither of which I'm interested in because I don't like third person shooters.
Okay, well, can we agree that at least the concept is cool?
Yes.
Okay, fair.
But the point is, Square Enix needs to fucking get their shit together, because they just put on Babylon's Fall with Platinum. Remember Babylon's Fall? It was showed off at a bunch of like showcases, like the Game Awards and Summer Games. It debuted with 600 players and then it dropped from there. Absolute dog shit game. Platinum should be ashamed of themselves. Don't know how they let it get out, but it was published by Square Enix, and rumors are that they gutted the whole game halfway through development because they wanted it to turn it into a live service, which it is, with a battle pass and all that shit.
No, that's the worst.
That's what I'm saying. Capcom is headed fucking shit. Square Enix is heading in a weird fucking direction.
You're just thinking live service in this dinosaur game.
I know. But that's gonna do it for the state of play. What do you think overall, Eric? What would you give it out of 10?
Overall, I would give it a. I'm gonna play Elden Ring tonight.
Yep, same. I'd give it I give it like a 5.
In all honesty, like looking through these games, I give it like 5 is fair. It's not good, it's not bad.
I wasn't really interested in anything other than the Turtles ones.
The Gundam one.
And the stuff that I was slightly interested in, I still need to learn and see a lot more before I can like fully say, all right, I want to try this.
Yeah, that's fair. Everything gets a 5 except for a Gundam game that gets like an 8 in my book, because that's,
and then
like
the 10 out of 10, 13 out of 10 Turtles collection.
Yes. Agreed.
All right, but yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for us here on the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for listening. We apologize heavily for last week. That was a very bumbling mistake on our part, and it won't happen again. I'm sure this one's a little extra long to make up for it because we gushed about Elden Ring for a long time. If you want to find me on the internet and talk about intelligence and dexterity builds, you can find me at Knife Life OSC. If you want to find Eric on the internet.
If you want to find me on the internet and want to talk about the ashes of the fallen soldiers that you kill with your own blade, You could talk to me about that as you can find me as Erky Plays everywhere.
If you want to find us together and use your furrow calling finger remedy to summon us into your world, you can find us at the PodBoyz Advanced Twitter at PodBoyz Advanced. Check out my other podcast, 8 Hour Chat. Always a good time over there. This week we discussed a bunch of exotic Disneylands and other stuff like that. So make sure you check it out over there. Anywhere that you can find this one, other than YouTube, there is no video version of that one. Just 8 Hour Chat. Join the Discord, submit a question to be featured in an episode. And other than that, we're all done. My name is Oscar.
And I'm Eric.
And we've been the PodBoyz Advance. We will see you guys next time. Later.
Don't eat the apple pie, tarnished. It will give you gangrene.